What happens when you allow 4 different organisations to manage a single bit of infrastructure? You guessed it, you end up with a mess. Today, let's have a look at the Bay Run and how 3 different councils in the RTA managed to create a confusing and contradictory collection of bike, walking and shared paths. The longest section of the Bay Run belongs to Canada Bay Council, and they are generally the most switched on of the 4 organisations, but they aren't immune from the odd bit of stupidity and thoughtlessness. And Canada Bay generally runs from about here, around the bay, to this corner here. The next section belongs to the old Ashfield Council, which had a short section, essentially from here to here. And the RTA is responsible for the Iron Cove Bridge, and that's this bit from here to here. And the old Leichhardt Council had the second longest section, which was all this leftover stuff on the eastern side. Ashfield and Leichhardt have now been rolled into one mega council along with a third council, so they've taken 3 dysfunctional councils and created one large useless blob. Well done. What we're going to do here is we're going to join the path around Timbrel Bark, it's around here somewhere, and do a complete lap going this way. And I'll show you the hodgepodge of different design ideas that have been implemented and how they're pretty stupid. So here we are about to join the Bay Run, and I've just got some video chopped up here and I'm going to fast forward through bits of it. So here we have a new section in the Canada Bay area, and you can see nice separated concrete paths. Unpainted though, so it's all grey. You have to rely on either the symbols on the road to tell you which side to be on. You can just see there we're going over some bikes signs on the road. Not too confusing. Right, let's just fast forward this bit. And we get on to the bridge, and here we are in the new Ashfield section. This used to be pretty horrible, but now it's all been renewed. And you can see it was properly separated, with bikes on the right and pedestrians on the left. Then we get to the rowing club, and this is where it all goes a bit pear-shaped. Now, this is all slated for renewal. They've got a project lined up to fix all of this. But let's just have a quick look through it. So it goes from bikes and pedestrians on one side going one way and bikes and pedestrians on the other side going the other way into a free-for-all. Then we get up onto the bridge, and you can see there's pedestrians on the path up on the left and bikes down here on the right. Right, let's go in the bay a bit further. And oh, I missed that. Right, we're going into the car park. So you've got pedestrians over on the other side of the cars walking on the river's edge, and you don't want to ride there on a bike unless you're with really young kids. So you're in here in the car park, and there we are mixing it up with cars. So we're in the Leichhardt section now, and this is a new bit, and you can see in this new bit they've got bikes on the left, and they've painted the footpath pink, and they've got pedestrians over there on the right in their own lane, and they've just left that as plain old asphalt. And that's really not too confusing, is it? I mean, you'd be pretty hard pressed to you know, mix those up, although people do. Then we get off that new section going past yet another rowing club, and suddenly it's everyone mixed up together again, but it's pretty narrow. You know, what can you do? So we get around the corner here, and you can see it's bikes and pedestrians on going one way and bikes and pedestrians the other, and suddenly, oh, it changes. But here, it's bikes are now on the right-hand side, not the left-hand side, but at least it's pink. And pedestrians over there on just the unpainted asphalt. And we come out of this and we're onto the road, and you can see it's bikes and dogs over there, and people and prams. It's just a confusing mess. And you can see the road here used to be pink, but it's completely faded. So there you go, you've got a section of cars and people and dogs and everything mixed up together and pink. Now here you got pedestrians on the left and pedestrians and dogs on the right as well. Okay. Well, you can see people get very confused. And then it's just back to plain old asphalt in all directions, and it stays that way until we get up on the hill onto the Iron Cove Bridge. And I'm just going to pause it here as we go onto the bridge, because here we change again, and you can see pedestrians and bikes on the left. So keep left essentially. Okay, so this is the bit controlled by the RTA, and they've decided well, what's the old song? You know, I did it my way. Yeah. Anyway, they're doing that. And of course, this again confuses people because do they walk on the left? Do they walk on the right? Is it, you know, I've been yelled at by pedestrians here because I was cycling on this side of the road and not the other side of the road, and they thought one half was for pedestrians and one half was for cyclists. And yeah, anyway, we go in the corner and we're back into the Canada Bay section. And what happens here? Right, bikes on the right and pedestrians on the left. But it's all unpainted, so make of it what you will. And then we go down to these blended zones where it's, you know, free for all of, you know, fishing rods and all sorts of other equipment. Okie dokie, let's just keep on going past all of this, but at least it's consistent. From here, right around the Canada Bay section, it's pretty much the same until we get to this little patch here where suddenly the pedestrian path on the left is pink. Right. So in other sections, the bike path is pink, but here the pedestrian path is pink. You can see why, you know, people might end up walking the bike path because they think it's pink for pedestrians. Oh, then it's all black again. Well, what do we do now? And what? Hang on, it's pink again. I guess, you know, it was built at different times, and different engineers had different concepts about how things should be. You know, it's not all one contiguously built piece of infrastructure. And then there we are. It's back to just plain old black asphalt again. And you know, people, well, it's not pink, so you're allowed to walk in it, aren't you? Like that bloke back there. Oh, hang on, it's pink again. Okay, maybe they ran out of pink paint. Not really sure, but at least you can see this bit is separated by you know, nice bit of tufty grass down the middle, which when it grows too long it cuts your legs as you ride past it. But you know, at least they're keeping people separated. And again, here's another separated section with pedestrians on the left and cyclists on the right. So that's pretty good. You know, it's not coloured, but and here we go. We're going from asphalt back to concrete, and we're pretty much back where we started here. Again, cyclists on the right and pedestrians on the left. Right, let's recap this with some screenshots. So here we go, let's begin. Concrete, not coloured. Cyclists on the right, pedestrians on the left. Asphalt, pedestrians on the left, cyclists on the right. So, yep, that's pretty consistent. Mixed bag, free-for-all. Pedestrians on the left on the raised thing, cyclist on the right. So, kind of consistent. Cars and cyclists. Okay, it's a bit of a mess. But here we reverse it. We've got cyclists on the left, pedestrians on the right, and cyclists pink. Going in both directions. Going in both directions. Switching back to pedestrians on the left, cyclists on the right. So we've switched sides from, we've had cyclists on the right, and then we've had cyclists on the left, and now we've got cyclists on the right again. Now we're into the mixed zone again, and we've got pink for everyone. Dogs, cars, prams, pedestrians, cyclists, everybody, probably bin chickens as well. And here we go, that looks like it's faded pink on the left for pedestrians, and, well, the right-hand lane is for people with dogs and cyclists. Then we're onto the Yonko Bridge again, and it's people and bikes going in the same direction, and then it's switching back to cyclists on the right and pedestrians on the left, and then it's pedestrians are in pink, and then pedestrians are not in pink, and then pedestrians are in pink, and then pedestrians are not in pink, and then pedestrians are in pink, and then pedestrians are not in pink, and then we're back to where we started. And yeah, if that doesn't confuse you, I don't know what doesn't. And here we have a fundamental problem with the Bay Run, is that for newbies, you get people just wandering all over the place like they're totally lost, and they are, because it's just not consistent. Can you imagine if the roads were like this? It'd be absolute utter chaos. Now, you know, if you've done this, once you've done it a couple of times, you get the hang of it, but you often see tourists blundering around, no clue where they're supposed to be walking, and, you know, not paying attention, and frustrating the hell out of what I call the professionals. It's professionals versus amateurs. You know, amateurs might do it once, or haven't, you know, because they're only visiting once, or it's their first time. And then you've got the people that go out and do this every single day, and they know it like the back of their hand. But pink, not pink, not pink, pink. Oh, I'm just so confused. Now, what I'm going to try and do now is take this this pen, and I'm going to try and split this up into all the different zones that we were just looking at. Let's see if this works. So there was one zone from here round to the rowers. That was where it was nicely separated. Then it becomes a bit of a free-for-all through this section, and then it's different through here, and then we're going through a car park here, and then we're going past La Montage and through here. This is all different yet again, and I think it gets to there, and then that changes, and then it changes again here. And then it changes here, and then it changes here, and it changes here, and then it's pretty consistent all the way around here until, I don't know, we had those pink kind of, you know, funny pink, not pink, pink, not pink. And then it was pretty much good to there. So you can see Canada Bay was at least consistent all the way around about having pedestrians on the left and cyclists on the right, even if they got their colours a little bit mixed up. Ashfield Council, yeah, kind of a little bit confused about which side is which and switching back and forth. And Leichhardt, you know, happily shambolic. And the RTA having their own system, but at least they're consistent just across this tiny little stretch. I mean, it'd be pretty hard to screw that up, wouldn't it? I mean, imagine if you had to switch lanes halfway across. Yeah, well, given the RTA, it wouldn't surprise me if they implemented it. In fact, let's just shut up and not suggest that.